Well, Jim, in the end, was that a fair result today, do you think?
Yeah, possibly. Both teams had good phases in the game. Both had chances. Nobody showed the ruthlessness really to go and get that winning goal. So perhaps in reflection it was a fair result.
In the first half he took the lead. Josh A missed his first goal in more than 3 months. You must be delighted for him, and he's earned that, hasn't he?
Yeah, we started really well. I mean, Gary Stockport had a great chance before that. So we really imposed our shape upon him and created opportunities. I'm not sure what Jimmy was doing because we've been working on a few things in training. But Josh has made it his own ball, and like I said, I couldn't see it with the staff in the way, but it looked like he turned and he got a couple of knocks and gone in. So I mean, I was disappointed with their goal, but obviously it would have been nice to get to half time 1-0, and then I felt that we could have imposed our shape on them defensively.
The goal that you conceded, obviously it seemed to come the corner. You'd initially cleared that and then just switched off when the ball came back in that second phase. Well,
yeah, it's not just that. It's obviously we have the full-backs or the wing-backs in the hole purposely with that once they empty, they're out to the crosser, because the crosser, if you like, the taker of the corner is the person is the only one that could be potentially free. Because you do always think about when we empty where people are going to go. That's why I tend to have centre forwards marking centre halves, because you don't want a centre forward marking a centre forward, and then when our centre forward empties, their centre forwards unmarked. But yeah, it was a bit disappointing because, like you said, we dealt with the first one. They've worked it back out to the crosser. He's done really well. He's got a nice diagonal ball in and fantastic leap at the back post, and the lads have followed in. So it's a well-worked goal from their point of view. But I was a little bit disappointed there wasn't more pressure on the cross, a little bit more physicality at the back post from Smalley to make sure that the lad didn't get a good header. After that, it's difficult because the forward just pulled off the shoulder of the players in the box and took his goal well.
The second half was interesting. That Nuneaton dominated possession for a long period of that second half, but later on in the game, given they're a full-time team, you really threw everything at them, and I thought substitutions were key to that.
Yeah, as I said to lads, I was probably disappointed myself that I didn't make the changes, although we went for a bolder shape, and I just felt that they had to make a few substitutions, but yeah, I felt we needed to contain them, but unfortunately we weren't containing them. And we've had this situation with the spare defender not being used effectively. We weren't winning the first ball, we weren't picking up balls, and that was allowed them to get into our half and then build a second and a third phase. I felt that the changes worked to us intensively, gave us a little bit more energy. But all you need to do is just keep that quality up and keep composing yourself, and just a little tempo change from John Marsden and Sam Minahan and the players around him, Kay, certainly got us in a position where we could have gone on and won the game. And a little bit like the Telford game away, we've gone for the win. You don't mind losing to a team that's down there if you're chasing a win, and we've been effective against Oldham and Stadabridge in getting that win, but unfortunately against Telford and against Nuneaton, unfortunately we just didn't get that goal perhaps that our final 10 or 15 minutes play deserved.
You probably look at it, Jim, as a point gained if you can capitalise with your next two home games, Gainsborough Tuesday and Bradford Park Avenue Saturday.
No, I think our record away from home last year against teams below us was really good. So it is 2 points dropped, because if we had played better, made better choices, had better set plays, it was a game that we could have won. Yeah, we can take stock and say the way we played, we deserve no more than a point, so it is a point gained. You can easily lose games like this. But no, respect to Nuneaton, they've got a young team, they are full-time, so they stick to their purpose, and they played well. They won't be too disappointed with their performance. Perhaps they might be ruining their pressure not paying off for a winning goal. But like I said, the onus is on us really, if we want to be pushing on for the playoffs, to go and maximise the points in these games.
You brought Courtney back in today, left side of a back three. I've got to say, I thought he did really well. Yeah,
excellent. And like I said, it's I haven't made too many changes despite the team losing. Don't get me wrong, we have options on the bench, we've got players that can play different roles, but I thought the choice to play Jimmy Ball last week was a good one, and I thought the choice this week to play Courtney was a good one, but unfortunately we just don't seem to have we've got a couple of people maybe not on the ball, showing brilliant one week and then a little bit inconsistent next week, so we have to accept that at this level, and we have to accept that from the players, especially over the next demanding fixtures. But no, Courtney was definitely the man of the match today. Like I said, he certainly imposed himself defensively, looked a really solid player. So I'm delighted for him because he's a player that has been looking good in training, and we've been wanting to work him back into the team. And I think today was a good chance for him, and he earned his place. And he'd be delighted with his own performance because on the basis of that, he'll be staying in the side.
You've gone with the back three the last couple of games. Is this a long-term plan now, or will you still continue to adjust your shape depending on the opposition?
Yeah, a lot of people might think it's a very defensive formation, but when we played Bishop Auckland, for example, we had a back four and a holding player looking after their front three, because they had, if you like, the 9 and 11 as centre forwards and the 10. And sometimes you have 5 players defending them, and it leaves the rest of the team exposed, trying to defend 5v7, 8 if you include a keeper. So the idea today was to get an extra player into the midfield line, and that being the 2 wing backs, if you like, while we balanced that off with a third centre back. And the strength of the system showed in terms of Rossi getting down the line across for Gary Stopford's chance, and we seemed to get a lot more crosses today. Unfortunately, we didn't have the penetration I wanted from the front two, but we certainly got a little bit of width. I've consistently said that there's 3 ways that system can hurt teams. It's balls down the middle, combination play, and then you've got your width from the wing backs getting crosses and your set plays. And we weren't good enough all them 3 departments to deserve the win, but you could see glimpses of positivity there.
And just finally, Gaines were obviously the visitors on Tuesday evening. James Hooper and Scott Duxbury both ill today. Are they likely to be around and in and around the squad on Tuesday night?
Yeah, well, we had an incident with Jimmy Ball today on Wednesday where he wasn't feeling well and he recovered sufficiently to train Thursday. Right. So again, all my kids have been down with this week. I'm sure lots of fans listening nodding their head thinking my kid has, or somebody I know. So it's going around, but the bug that's going around seems to be moved quickly, and James is with us for the next couple of games. So and it would have been nice to have him today to be able to come on and give us a little bit. It's unfortunate for the likes of Max and Rossi and Sam, because we've been using them as wingers at times, and they're trying to impose themselves on that side of it, but they are ultimately defenders, and sometimes it's nice to have somebody that can play that role that gives you a bit defensively but gives you a bit more offensively, especially when you're chasing the game. So but like I said, I was delighted with the bench today because George West has been training well. John Marsden could have won us the game, Kay could have won us the weight, and both of them had great chances. They'd be disappointed because if they do that, then they know they can put themselves in a position to play in the next game. So the bench is strong. We haven't got a lot of fit players. We only had 16 today, they're all here. But like I said, we've got James Hooper, and I think we're looking for Scott to be recovering from his illness and get the all clear. Ryan Ellison's on his way back. And at the moment, the emails are flying in about circulars of players that are available. So there's lots of options at the moment, but we just got to keep tweaking our own team, keep tweaking the team, the system, just to make the best out of ourselves and keep working hard to just keep improving. And if we do that, we'll start getting wins instead of draws.
Fantastic. Thanks for your time.
You're welcome.
Cheers.